I've just been looking at a story. Uh, I won't go into full detail of sports. Let's just call it sporting injuries. Rugby players bashing their head, football players heading the ball. And some of them want to, how should we say, try and claim from it. And I understand some perhaps are more vulnerable to others, and injuries happen and things like that. And obviously, the families are the ones who can perhaps suffer, shall we say, from that. But sometimes I think it's a bit like boxing. You know the sport you're going into. You know rugby's a tough game. You're going to get bashed around. You're going to probably get thumped at some point. You're going to get rammed in the head. So is it right to really start blaming the sports when you know what you're going into?
Um, I'd say no, it's not. It's not right because it's like WWE where people went into wrestling, and it is like what's happening now. There is. I don't want to say this word. I say it on every bloody video, but it's woke, right? So in the era of '90s, a wrestler would go into wrestling and do the job of wrestling. A footballer would go into a football pitch and do football. Boxer, boxing. UFC 2020s, UFC, right? And then suddenly you just start to get this new kind of thing where we've turned Americanized, where there's a blame, there's a claim. But if you sign up to that job and you know you're going to get hit and you get hit, why are you claiming? So no, I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. At the same point, it's the same as what we was discussing on the last show about the PIP thing. There is when you go too far and the rules have been broken and they've hit, pulled their arm back, banged them through, and gone above and beyond what they're meant to do in sport, or the football pitch, they've tackled them, then kicked them in the head afterwards. Yeah, claim them. But I do think it's petty. I mean, I don't agree with politics and football being involved in the World Cup. The red card was put in. Trump got involved, and the red card was taken out. And I think that's part of this, where you can't involve politics and law involve with sport. And if people are going to claim on something which they agree to be in,
The,
then
the thing is, every sport may not know every little detail because in the past, footballs used to be heavier. So they said about heading, but nowadays the football moves a lot faster. So the impact is might not seem as great, but actually is greater because the ball is faster and a lot quicker. So the impact is almost as great. But the difference being is, it's to say it's a life choice. There's always going to be risks in every job. Um, you know, I say every job, most jobs, let's be honest. And you have to self-assess and self-aware. But if I went into a sport, I knew that it's a high-risk job. There
yeah,
are some individual cases, perhaps if another player come over and beat me up and whatever, and you could never play again. But that's an individual case. That's not necessarily a case against the particular sport. So
yeah, but
to
that
blame the sports itself is that going a bit too far because they can't risk assess every little thing what's going to happen to you in 20, 30, 40 years of your lifetime after playing the sport.
no, but that it's going to become a time where in 30 years' time, someone who worked in an office 30 years ago can claim that they got arthritis in their finger because of the company of which they worked for on their keyboard.
Well, that's happening now because we're all using screens and
Yeah, and
everything,
it's
isn't it?
it's just stupid. I mean, I think if you're a boxer and you're boxing, you're aware that the risk is you're going to get hit. If you're footballing, if you're in football, the come on through. If you're in football, then you've got a risk of being
And
tackled.
if you make videos, people interrupting you.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
All right.
terrible, isn't
You're
it?
gonna come through. You won't be in the video. It's fine. Come
You can
on.
edit out
Yeah, be really quick there. I just want to get money from the side. Why do you need money?
to spend.
Okay.
Don't talk about nothing at the moment. Cut this bit, please.
So talking about politics, okay.
I
um, yeah. So no, I don't agree with sport being part of that. I think.
You want anything?
Yes, please. So,
I'll have chicken and chips, please. Do you know
pardon?
what?
Yes, please.
You've just
Got it.
reminded me of you've just reminded me of another film that's out this week.
Which is,
We'll go into it and you can add it on if you want.
oh, what film?
Just to go.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Wile E. Coyote one.
Oh, we're going to that in a bit, you mean? Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
if we end that, then if you want to put it together, if you want to forget it, you can forget it.
cool. So, but going back to the sport thing, though, I fully agree with you. I think if there's an issue in sport and you've applied, I mean, they're having a lot of money. A lot of them are like 40 times more than a nurse.
Mm,
Like, if you're cheeky enough to go into a sport, get hurt, and then want to put a claim in because you got hurt, then maybe understand you're not ready for that sport. That's like me, right? I am not fit to do any sport. If I went onto a football pitch tomorrow, I would fucking kill myself. But not on purpose, but I'd just get murdered on the pitch. But I couldn't then put a claim in because I know that I'm terrible at football.
yeah. Ah, excellent. So let's move on to the next video. Oh yeah, and of course, Michael, I forgot there was another film I was going to mention. Of course, anyone who loves things like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Space Jam, the mixture of the cartoon and the live action. Of course, we now have the Coyote, Wile E. Coyote, in the Roadrunner one, which is the mixed live animation of the cartoon and live action. I think what it is, this one's based on just a bit of fun is where the Wile Coyote gets some bits from like this Maker's brand, and of course he puts on his rocket boots and they blow up, and then he sees like a real life video of them saying, "Do you want to sue?" Which is typical of sort of some of our videos. Do you want to sue this company? Have they been giving you wrong things? So he goes into the real world to sue this company. So then you get the mixture of animation with real life, and it's got John Cena, one of your favourites.
Really, I like John Cena, but I don't think he is a good actor. I
Yeah, he
really don't.
struggled the last few times.
Yeah.
And I read actually saying about that versus snatching, it's just like Dwayne Johnson. And I think where he's doing one of these videos, and Monica, there's like the animation, real
Yeah.
life that was made in the cartoon we spoke about. Well, that didn't do so well. Apparently, Dwayne Johnson took it quite badly and is reconsidering some of these things. But the thing is, they're not always going to be big hits.
No, and I just think this is when they become too much, and it's like Tooth Fairy was really good in my opinion,
Mm,
which Dwayne Johnson was in,
yeah.
and I think WWE first made. Do you remember the film? Oh God, it was an action film that John Cena's first film was through WWE.
You had the Marine,
Marine,
which
that's it.
the Miz took over.
So that film was actually written for Stone Cold.
Mm,
And Stone Cold obviously pissed off Vince. The film went into forgetfulness, and 5 years later on was given to John Cena. Um, and it's like, wow. And I think Stone Cold would have been better at it because he's more of that kind of guy. I think the issue with John Cena was he's even when he's in wrestling, you can tell he's acting because he's not himself. So
mm.
when you're acting to be acting in a film, it's like, okay, who actually are you? And I
But
think you just need the
but
people behind you.
do live action films and like mixed animation films work? I think they do more now. You know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a classic. Let's be honest, you know. And Space Jam has lasted the time as well. For anyone who's not seen it, check it out. And they've tried a few others. Some have worked, some haven't. So we will see whether this Wile E. Coyote does. And of course, Bugs Bunny makes an appearance, of course. Actually, I did say to me the other half, I said, shall we go just for the sake of it? So we got tickets for tomorrow. And where we're going, we will see. And I'll let you know next week.
Well, that's a film review for next week for definite.
Well, I can't remember. I think we've got a few others for next week, but I'll let you know if it's any good or not, or if you can wait a week. If not, leave a comment and we'll let you know in the comments.
So I just want to do a quick video. This bit here will be on every single show. So let's go. Right, so this video is in remembrance of my dad for 71 years of his life. Happy heavenly birthday to my dad, Alan McGregor Woodhouse, which is the base and the love and the pride of Woodhouse stories. Over to you, Matt. Sorry.
Respect is obviously important in life. We keep talking about respect and supporting each other. So remembrance is always a good thing, really. And obviously, as you say, inspiration as well.
Big time.
So,
Matt, and that's one thing that I pride myself, and that's why I love working with you, is because you are the inspiration to your son in Maximus and Lexter, and I think you've done wonders. And congratulations to 700.
yes, well, in that 700 video, we did say, give us some ideas. So, for anyone who's not seen Maximus and Lexa, it's myself, my son. We've had a few other appearances, like Michael here, who's popped up a few times. We try and make it like ideas, which mentioned before, with gaming, which has either been Minecraft, Farm Simulator, and a few prank videos or a few just fun videos. So we're looking for some ideas. So if you've got any ideas that we can have a go at, let us know as well.
You've done some amazing Halloween ones. You've done some pizza making ones. You've
I
done
like
one
the
when,
cooking ones. I'd like to do more of them personally.
yeah, they are really interesting to watch as well.
Yeah, I'd like, yeah, they're the sort of things I'd like to do more. Halloween's obviously we've got to wait till Halloween. Um,
But
but obviously if you've got Halloween ideas, let us know, of course, or Christmas ideas, whatever. But I like those like challenge videos and the real
yeah,
life stuff. The gaming's great, but I like the fun real life bits.
you know the click pause video of which you
Oh
done.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
love that one.
yeah. They went
And
to home base to do that.
and the Tom and Jerry one. I like that one.
Yeah,
So,
that's my wife and my boy. When they was younger, they used to do Tom and Jerry shows.
yeah, I love it honestly, and that's what I mean. So if you haven't seen all like already, give it a look. Maximus and Lexter on YouTube. The link is going to be below each and every video.
Here comes the sun, and I say